got the Iowa State Cyclones at number 13 in the net. Little winning streak, second in the conference. Now trying to pick up a road win. Meanwhile, TCU's wins, all of them have come at home. Certainly, Janice, they've played better at home than on the road this season.
Well, and that's one of the things to make amends in Big 12 play. You've got to take care of home court, and home court's got to be that advantage. And what better way to come out here and try to do a strong performance and get a W today?
Lucy Ebay going right after Ashley Joens early. Got the great post position, but no finish.
Yeah, we talked about her early in the game. She's doing really well in Big 12 play, hoping to carry that on in tonight's game.
An early double on Emily Ryan, so Ashley Joens gets a wide open look at three. She's made more than 300 in her career.
Well, she's just picking up from where she left off in Kansas. So I'm sure TCU was hoping they'd leave it there with Toto and the rest of the group there, but she's come into Schollmeyer and ready to play.
A miss from Emily Fisher, the point guard, and we get a chance to see the Cyclones point. Emily Ryan, 7 assists per game, second in the conference. She's an All-American type player. And another three by Joens, but it's off the rim, and the rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Morgan Kane. A transfer out of the Masters University. She was having an excellent season, 14 points, 10 rebounds a game, before tearing her ACL against OU.
Yeah, so unfortunate for that to happen for that. A lot of those folks, those seniors coming back for their 5th year, to have that core group ready to make a run deep into the NCAAs this year.
Lucy Ebay has had 2 fantastic chances against Ashley Joens. Neither has gone down. Iowa State does not foul a lot. Maybe Ebay was looking for more contact. Great position by Kane inside. She was fronted. Didn't matter. Good feed by Lexi Donarski.
When you talk about this Iowa State team, too, they do a solid job defensively, knowing their space and time in place. And that's the reason for those lack of fouls.
Tomi Taiwo, 4 20-plus point games. The transfer from Iowa. She gets her first chance. The leading scorer on the team at 14 a game. Fisher is way off on the three. Ebay had the rebound for a moment, but Joens brings it out, and Lucy Ebay is called for her first foul.
To prolong that, they're playing very well in the second half, but really trying to get going in the first.
And coming off of a game against Kansas State, when TCU leads after the first quarter, they're 6-1. When they trail or are tied after one, they're 0-11 this season.
Yeah, and what's that magic potion to get them started? I think that's every coach's want, is to find that for their teams when they are struggling like that.
TCU has had some good looks. They just haven't gone down. Corner three by Donarski over the top, but Joens has the offensive rebound. The leading scorer in NCAA basketball actively knocks down the jumper to give her 7. Led her team to a 28-win season a year ago. That was a program record. Sweet 16 bid. Would like to do better this year in the NCAA tournament. That's the reason she came back for a 5th year. Bradley through the lane, blocked out by Fritz, and Bradley has it knocked off on her as well. Good defensive play by Denae Fritz.
Action cutting towards the basket, the rim. Good things happen when you go towards the rim, and hopefully they keep looking for those paths. Inside,
Izzy Zingaro, who had her best game of the season against Kansas. Physical presence, coming off an 11-point, 6-rebound, 1-block game in just 14 minutes against Kansas. She really got out there and played her tail off against Kansas last time out.
Yeah, really solid outing for the big girl in the inside, for sure.
Since the season-ending injury to Stephanie Soares, Taiwo, leading scorer for TCU, a nifty floater.
Again, great shot going towards the basket, attacking the rim.
Cross-court feed. Naimir Du is in for the first time. She is out of Marshall, Minnesota. Splitting the defenders inside. All-American caliber point guard. And Kane getting a chance. Soares, the 6'6" senior, Kane went back to the bench. Now she gets a chance to step back into that starting role. Kane says it's not just up to me to fill that void. There are 2 or 3 players that can help fill that void with Soares out. The deep jumper off the mark by Patricia Morris, and the Cyclones already on a 10-point lead, looking for more. Ashley Joens has 7 of them. Stepping back, 4-3, knocking it down. Ashley Joens looks like she could do that in her sleep.
I tell you what, she had minimal space there. She did a great step-back move and was quick on the release. Just looked pretty.
50th 3 this season. Firing back the other way, Emily Fisher, the Australian, with her first 2.
Emily didn't look like she even hesitated. That's what TCU needs to do. Get an open shot, take it, and go with it. Don't second guess. We'll get the points in.
2 back to the corner. Ashley Joens firing early and often grabbing her own miss flying through the lane. Lots of contact and a call. It's a reach in on Tomi Taiwo. How to stop Ashley Joens like the rest of the Big 12 has been trying to do for the last 5 years.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody's really figured out how to do that.
A rare 2 misses at the line for Ashley Joens. 86% at the line this season, came in 6th in the Big 12. Iowa State still leads it by 11, however.
Maybe we jinxed her on that, talking about it.
Perhaps so. White on the penetration. Manumala-Unya feeds it off to Fisher. The American transfer bounces it inside. Breon White high off the glass for 2. First assist for Fisher. Her last 3 games, she's had at least 5 assists in every game. Donarski wide open for the 3, and the rebound poked out of bounds by the Cyclones. Iowa State, a team that likes to shoot the 3. Fisher recovering and finding White again. Back to Manumala-Unya. Stepping back, she tries the 3 over Joens. No, but an offensive rebound and stick back by Breon White. She has 4 points already.
Well, you know, and talking to Coach Peebley earlier, this team still brings it. They may not have found that first win.
Ryan goes cross court. Donarski's missed a couple from outside. TCU now in his zone. From the free throw line, Emily Ryan. That's off the mark. Ryan averaging nearly 12 points a game, 21st in the conference, but the point guard not able to get that one to go, and the dry string continues for Iowa State. Fisher changing speeds, but giving it away. And it was nearly thrown away, but somehow the tip passed through to Denae Fritz to break the TCU run.
Yeah, Manumala-Unya had her hand on the pass.
Instead, Manumala-Unya going on the baseline drive, high off the glass. Great finish by Tara Manumala-Unya.
Yeah, what great focus. You had Emily Ryan flashing in front of her, and she still was able to get it to the bucket and convert.
TCU has scored 8 of the last 10 points in this game. Ashley Joens started hot early. She already has 10. Out to Fritz with 5 left in the quarter. Bounce pass. Stepping away. Donarski at the end of the quarter rains home a 3. That is the third made 3 of the first quarter for Iowa State. 15-2 start for Iowa State early on, but then TCU scratched back and won the final few minutes of the first quarter 8-5, and starts with the basketball here in the second quarter. Manumala-Unya lobs it inside. Morris could not handle it. Who had some good moments early on in this one. 4th turnover on TCU. You see, Lexi Donarski hit a 3 at the end of the first quarter. On that pivot foot, finds Kane inside, and Morgan Kane. Aaliyah Robertson, the only true freshman on this TCU roster, is in, wearing number 23. Cravens, the 17-footer. Smooth by Bella Cravens, the transfer from Nebraska.
Yeah, I like how Bella just stood back out there at the free throw line, turned and shot. No second guessing on that one. It was open and took it.
Emily Ryan trying to grind, getting double teamed, finding Donarski, open 3 from the corner, offensive rebound. Fritz blocked by Cravens, grabs it back, the reverse is good. Last year, in her first season as a full-time starter, she's been outstanding for Bill Finley. Robertson, some great position inside, misses on the push shot. There's a tie ball, and the possession arrow goes Iowa State's way. Ashley Joens have played 37 minutes a game during conference play. They just don't come out. Ryan goes cross court. Donarski down the baseline. Defensive player of the year in the Big 12 last year is fouled. Emily Fisher takes a seat as well. As the Cyclones, Lexi Donarski is 94% at the line this season. Doesn't qualify to be among the NCAA leaders because she hasn't had enough attempts.
TCU's using a lot of different players and a lot of different lineups against Iowa. She's just trying to get something going.
And Godfrey gets going toward the hole. And Ryan has to go to the bench. Maggie Espin-Miller-McGraw in to play that. The transfer from Mississippi State, a mid-year transfer last year, wasn't eligible. But here in her redshirt freshman season, sophomore season, however you want to put it, averaging 6 points a game.
Yeah, she's still trying to find her way.
The All-American feeds it to Kane. Extra pass due into the corner to Fritz. Kane can't control it. Now 10 to shoot. So a three-pointer by Lexi Donarski. Nothing but net. The scrambling possession somehow goes Iowa State's way.
Emily Fisher's doing a great job defensively, and if you've watched her games over the last few games, she's done very well improving in that area.
McCullough loses it to the ground. Then she's called for the foul.
It was a really good defensive play by Emily Fisher.
Iowa State had a hot start to this game, scoring 15 of the first 17. Since then, they've cooled off a little bit. Such a capable, explosive team. Stepping back on the three. Joens, so automatic. It's her third triple already.
When Tyro's right there with a hand in her face, there's not much you can do with that. Ashley Joens is just that great and a good shooter.
Coming off a 5 3-point game last time out. Fisher can't hit the 12-footer. Joens there on the rebound. Here come the Cyclones again. Ryan sinks the defense. Joens unguarded, but not able to knock it down.
And that's what Emily Ryan does so well. She orchestrates the whole offense. She does a good job of seeing where the open player is. Bella Craven's on last open shot there just didn't fall. And that's what TCU is looking for, getting on a run with 2 or 3 of those falling for them.
Absolutely. They've had some open looks. Here's one from Fisher in rhythm, and she drops it through.
And maybe that's the start right there that TCU is looking for to go strong here as they end the half.
Emily Fisher knocking down her 11th three this season. Back to a 14-point game. Ryan on the pull-up. That's his easy money for her first 2 of the game.
Yeah, they're so quick to read the defense. If you're not up in their face immediately off of an all-ball screen, they are going up with the shot.
Great jump shooting team. Outstanding three-point shooting team. It's a big reason Iowa State has been on top year after year under Bill Finley. McCullough with only 10 to shoot. Her pull-up jumper is off. And Joens clears another carry.
And again, you look at those shots, they're right where they need to be. They're not out off 1 foot. They're right in fifth. They're mid-range shots, just not falling for TCU.
Chance for the Cyclones to play for the final shot. TCU has a foul to give. Joens for 3, though it rolls out, and White grabs the rebound to limit it to that at the end of the first half. So Iowa State races out in Fort Worth, looking for their 5th straight win over. Iowa State scored 93 here in Fort Worth to pick up a victory. And turnover number 10 of the evening or 4 of the evening, I should say, on Iowa State to start the second half is Bill Finley. Doesn't love turnovers, but he does love double-digit leads.
He didn't look too happy about that last play, but things happen.
Lucy Ebe had a rough start to this game. We didn't see her for the last 17 minutes of the first half, and second half starts out with a turnover as well, and that is giveaway number 10 on the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, one of the things we highlighted at the very beginning is how TCU needed Ebe's offensive output, who's a senior ball player.
She's creeping up on Courtney Paris. Came in 29 points down of her for 3rd all-time. Courtney was okay back in the day.
Just a little bit, right?
Just a little. Bradley, an open 3 from the corner. Over the top of Cravens, tracks it down for TCU.
And they're just struggling right now to find the basket open. It has a lid on it.
Bradley gets another chance out of the corner, and it caroms off. Joens tracking down her 12th.
Yeah, I was just going to say, John, when the ball is not falling through the hoop, you've got to do the little things. Get in there, get in some turnovers, get in the passing lanes, get those steals going.
Morgan Kane through the lane. The roll goes. Count it. And the foul for Morgan Kane.
Now, you got a big body in there taking up a lot of space.
Stays at the line to try to complete the and one.
And you're all over that one, John. Coach Finley talks about how she's the leader for this team and calls the plays. He has so much, faith in her that she calls the own plays for Iowa State.
Rare foul, 9 years due.
Yeah, you see Emily Ryan stepping back out off the inbounds and knocking it down. And this is a nice look.
Another throw inside to Morris.
Great job of when she gets her hands on the ball, keeping it up.
Good way to grind the game down. Again, had a nice game at K-State in 11 minutes. 5 points, 3 rebounds, 1 of 2 on this trip.
Yeah, TCU coming out, putting some full court pressure on Iowa State now, trying to
do anything they can to get back into it. But the three-pointer from the head of the key, Lexi Donarski. She is so confident from outside.
Yeah, you talk about you try to pick up the intensity, pick up everything. When somebody comes back like Donarski to come and knock down a three, it makes it very hard.
Outstanding recovery, meanwhile, by Denae Fritz, her 8th block of the season. They throw the stopper, the defensive player of the year, on the opponent's best player, and they normally have a tough night. Dividends are obvious, and she's a great offensive player as well, especially as a three-point specialist, but it's her defense that changes things for the Cyclones and Bill Finley.
Makes it so easy for coaches then to come into a game with a game plan where you can just stick that defensive stopper on.
Emily Ryan left unguarded. She knocks down the three. So you've got defense on one side. You've got good offensive players in Ryan Donarski. Very unselfish team as White misses off the back iron. And Iowa State, a team that has knocked down 10 or more threes in 4 of their last 5. They're certainly on that pace tonight. 8 of 20 from beyond the arc.
Hey, well, that's what Finley's teams do. They just knock down threes. They since he's been there, that's been their forte, and they do it very well.
Outstanding ball fake by Morgan Kane. Bumped as she goes by. Another and one for Kane. Kane has really come up big, and she needs to right now with Stephanie Solaris out with that ACL injury. By the way, I understand she's due to have surgery tomorrow. Stayed back in Ames for that as Roberts dives baseline. Mariah Roberts in the game for the first time for TCU.
Well, Bill Finley talked to us about that. Who's going to be the next one to step up? And in his mind, he doesn't care who that is, but it needs to be either one or by committee. And they're getting that.
That's exactly right. He said, some of those players that have been saying, I need some more playing time. Well, now's the chance to prove it. I don't know if he was necessarily referring to Morgan Kane there. I think he knows what he has in Kane. It's the catch and shoot three ball goes down for Denae Fritz, and Iowa State continues to ring it up from deep. Craven's trying to get going. Had something with Manumala Unya, but it's kicked out of bounds.
And again, good offensive cut by TCU, but Iowa State, they've got those long, lanky players. They've got hands just touching, making simple touches on the passes, making it hard.
On the run, Fritz, extra pass out to Emily Ryan. Gives it up to Joens, and TCU is there on the defensive side. Joens stepping back, creating her own three, splashing it down. Ashley Joens, and that is 10 threes again tonight for Iowa State.
Well, Ashley Joens read the defense there. She goes under the screen, and Ashley takes a step back and knocks it down.
I don't know what you should do there. Certainly, you got to cover around the three-point line, but it's tough to stay with her as well. A three-pointer fired back in by Aaliyah Robertson, who couldn't hit a three in her first few games this season, but has threes in back-to-back games now.
Well, with Ashley Joens, too, and any three-point shooter, you want to make sure you come over the top on those on-ball screens and then and cover out quickly, knowing they can go both.
But there's Joens right there on the block as well. She is everywhere, this time a putback. Just such depth to her game. She knows where to be at all times.
Well, when you can score in all 3 layers of your game, it makes it really hard to defend. And Ashley does just that. Whether it be three-point, taking it to the rim, or just pull-up jump shots.
Long pass ahead. Emily Ryan underneath. Looking to create. Fritz, catch and shoots as the trailer, and she's in double figures with 10.
Yeah, Iowa State is feeling it right now. Every player on the court has scored right now, and she's feeling it.
And Ryan up to 4 assists to go along with her 8 points. 13 assists as a team. 11 made threes for the Cyclones. Godfrey taking it herself. It was nice to have a point guard with a scorer's mentality, and Emily Ryan is forced into her. Denisha Godfrey out of Tampa, point guard in the class of 2021 by ESPN. The athletic guard is 3 of 4 at the foul line in this one. Iowa State winning the rebounding count by 5. They were up by 1 at the half. Another catch and shoot three by Denae Fritz. She's having a huge game from deep, her third.
Yeah, you start to feel that first one went down pretty smooth. She gets another look at it and does the same thing.
Came in shooting 29% from beyond the arc, but everybody's hitting tonight. Ella Craven trying to go to work against Kane, but loses it to the ground. And a chance with the shot clock off for the Cyclones.
Yeah, it's hard to defend teams that are shooting at such a high percentage.
62.5% in this quarter. Donarski holds the follow-through. Can't get the open three to go. Roberts from midcourt got it away in time, but can't bank it home. However, Iowa State opens up the game with a dominant knocked down 3 threes in the third quarter. That ties for the most threes that she's knocked down in a single game in her career. Iowa State coming in 5-2 in conference play in a two-way tie for second, just behind OU, and with a win tonight over TCU and an OU loss in Austin tonight, they could be right back up there, tied for first.
What a great job, both. Nice job.
Only one loss at this point, but down by 4 to Texas at the break. Taylor Robertson, by the way, has tied Kelsey Mitchell's all-time three-point mark tonight with 2 in the first half. She'll have a chance to make it her own in the second half in Austin. On to the fourth quarter here in Fort Worth, and it has been all Cyclones.
I don't think I've witnessed a better shooting performance from a team this year than watching Iowa State and what they put down tonight.
Well, especially in the second half where they're shooting 63% now, and they're 49% from the field. And then from three, you're talking about 48%. Morgan Kane has 13, by the way, now. Patricia Morris, good position inside but misses. Robertson.
She's just being a sponge and just going out there and giving good effort and being smart with her play.
The free throw line this season, she struggled a bit, but a 2-for-2 trip here. Still 10 to shoot for a Cyclones team that's knocked down 13 threes tonight. Wide open underneath Maggie Vick. Can't hit the lay-in.
Yeah, great roll. Just didn't get it to fall for.
The sophomore out of Morristown, Tennessee, getting her first action in her last 6 games. Under 6 to go. Manu Malaunia left unguarded and kisses it home.
In her and has proven it in the games prior to this.
Dew shows and goes 2 big steps through the lane. What a finish past Manu Malaunia.
A lot of length to Dew's game there. It's hard to defend.
Arms and legs for days.
4 days.
eBay has had a rough day offensively, but is able to stick this one past Maggie Vick, plus the foul.
Yeah, and they're already 1 over their average right now for attempts at 29 here tonight. But again, when you have a three-point philosophy.
Maggie Espen, Miller McGraw able to run the show. It's not often the Cyclones at the end of the game are able to rest Emily Ryan, Lexi Donarski, and Ashley Joens for the final 7 minutes or so as Robertson is called for the foul. Another double-double for her, number 58 in her career. 19-point, 14-rebound night. She did it pretty quickly, too. Did it in just 30 minutes of action, which is a light night for her.
It's nice to have your big guns resting, getting that leg strength towards it, make a run at the end.
Fisher off the mark on the 3, but Robertson grabs the rebound. Resets it out. Manu Malaunia, great look over the top. And Dew tracks down the rebound. But you're exactly right. Finley talked about, we kind of try to break up our seasons into different slots, into different, little metrics. 2 weeks before our bye. Got 2 home games, 2 road games. Let's concentrate on the 4 ahead of us. And then we get to that bye week. And so getting rest for these players is really, really big. Sticking with it, Shantavia Dawkins.
Yeah, no, you're right. And they break it down in those segments. They look at the micro level of things so that it helps the macro level later, right? We want to get into some analytical terms here, but
little sharing. Robertson attacked, but able to hit the jumper anyway. 1.5 to go.
Yeah, you see Iowa State just running some offense, getting some of their bench players some time on the floor.
And McCullough, another steal for TCU. And able to pull up. Grabs her own miss and hits. Roxanne McCullough, the transfer from Purdue, each of the last 2 seasons have ended in injury for her. Nice to see her out there and healthy as Fisher takes the charge. Amazing how hard Fisher plays for so long and now dishes it off to Robertson, who is approaching a career high. She has 9. Fisher, her 4th assist in this game. Nice long pass, though, underneath A beautiful feed from Espen Miller-McGraw right in the hands of Izzy Zingaro.
Right, great angle on the pass, just outside the reach of Deja Turner.
Zingaro comes away with the rebound. For Zingaro, just a big opportunity here as well. Yeah, Morgan Kane's going to get the starters minutes at center, and Naimir Dew is going to slide over to the 5 when you're playing a smaller team, but you're going to need Zingaro this season.
Right, next man up, and I think Finley talked about that with us too. Next man up, what are you going to do? Are you going to be ready for that time and place? And Izzy Zingaro was ready.
Great take by Espen Miller-McGraw. Just couldn't get it to go. Final few moments playing out here in Fort Worth. A night for the Horned Frogs, where they had clawed back into it a bit at the break, but got outscored 29-5 in the third quarter, and Iowa State wins going away. The Cyclones officially on a winning streak, putting pressure on.